Let the slander begin. I just noticed that. Let the slander begin.
DD. Okay, so this is
wow.
the title of the show. It isn't what you expect it to be, because I'm not going to slander LeBron. I'm not one of those people and stuff.
But
I will slander the LeBron fan base that that was really just dick swinging during that fucking phase. Like, oh man, Lakers, they're gonna fucking win it all. I was like, guys, chill. Let's see how this season goes before we do this.
See, last season they had a chance to do that, man, not because of the bubble. It's just that it was in the cards. Kobe died. Ain't too many people fighting too hard.
Destiny.
It was destiny. Sometimes stuff is destiny. So you're just not going to stop it, man. And in the case of this year, everybody was ready because they smelled blood in the water, man. The way they had to get out the first, like when they beat on Golden State, I was like, that wasn't that easy. I knew that was going to be a problem.
But everybody was like, man, they beat Golden State. We got it. I was like,
oh man, they got it. But here's the thing: they were the team to beat because much like they were that team. Like you didn't want to face them because they were going to be hard to beat. Like here's the thing: that a lot of people don't notice that are kind of underselling about the Suns. Devin Booker had to beat Devin Booker 2 times, and meaning that he was the best player by far out there. He had to do that twice against the Lakers in order to beat them. And I would say. The first time that was Chris Paul lullaby and the motherfuckers to sleep.
Yeah.
But still, Devin Booker had to have 2 big games for them to pull out just to beat the Lakers, just flat out beat the Lakers. And I'm thinking to myself, you're going to need more of that to beat Joker. You're going to need a little bit more of that. I don't know if the Suns got enough to beat because what they did was incredible. But on the flip side, the Lakers, everybody saw the chinks in the armor, man. The biggest one that I mentioned it early in the season, but I didn't say much about it, was that Schroeder and LeBron, they kind of don't,
they're not meshing.
They don't mesh, really. So,
I mean, the way the team is built, I think that's something that everybody was concerned about because it was like, well, you have all these pieces and stuff, but is it going to function in the long term?
I know one thing. Kyle, if you weren't going last year, you might be going now.
No, because Kuzma's gone.
He's gone.
Oh,
boy! If you weren't gone the first time, you are definitely because he disappeared the last 2 games, last 3 games. You want to be honest?
3 3. You being nice with 2, I was like, don't you mean 3?
Oh man, LeBron ain't beat like he ain't had AD. He's already having a team that's just having a bad shoot.
Also, shout out to that Lakers doctor. You really cleared AD and thought that was going to work. Like,
boy, he cleared AD and AD came and AD's he cleared him. That nigga's bones is like, nah.
No. Yo, when AD went up for
not his bones, them niggas muscles and tendons was like, no, you ain't. No,
dog, when he tried to go
45%. He was saying that, Chris. He won 50. He won like above 50. No, he was about 45%. He won 100%.
That motherfucker was 20% ready because when he tried to go off for that fucking rebound and you saw him. No, when he went off to the sideline and did one of those numbers like that meme of that chick bending over and shit, that was AD the whole time. Like, oh yeah, my groin is like, yo, fuck you, AD. Why are we out here?
Man, look,
here's what I knew. When he said,
I'm gonna pull on your balls next, nigga. Stop running, bro.
Here's where I knew he was done. The second play, and he went to the sidelines and sat on the ground, not in the seat, sat on the ground.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he done. He is done. There ain't no getting. When you sit on the ground, that's when you know you're done. Not even sitting down on a seat just to kind of get your bearings straight. You sat on the ground and was like, oh yeah, you done. You ain't getting nothing from that.
You know what? Now also, let's just be real. And I think everybody said this. There's no way getting around it. Yeah, that was a terrible look. What was that, game 5? LeBron walking out? Yeah, that was terrible. You can't get around that. I'm not going to sit here and reprimand a nigga that won 4 championships. Yeah, I said it. He won 4. Y'all gonna have to deal with that. I'm not going to question him.
I ain't Skip Bayless. I'm not going to slander the guy. It's like,
but at the same time, it's like, come on, like, hey, Bron, you know how that looked. That looked like Isaiah Thomas walking out on Jordan, nigga. You know exactly what that looked like. But here's the thing, and I agree with this sentiment. That wasn't against the Suns. That was against his team. And I'll be honest, because you leave that early, that means that's the team, nigga. If it was like if it was like 15 seconds before the end of the game, oh yeah, that's you telling Devin Booker to kiss your ass. But in this case, nah, that was telling KCP, you got it.
It's like, I'm done.
Y'all got it.
Y'all got it. Step your game up.
Somebody tell that German nigga with that blonde jizz in his head that he can run the fucking court. I ain't doing it no more, man. I'm out of here.
But you know who I am going to slander, D? Hey, Knicks fans, you smell prosperity and you're feeling yourself, weren't you? I'm
gonna give the Knicks this. And it's weird because I don't like the Knicks, but this is probably more because this is shout out to my cousin who was passed about 2 years ago. My cousin Rashawn. I miss seeing y'all in the playoffs.
No. I will give them I will give them the most improved team. I will give them the most improved team award for the season. They stepped it the fuck up and they got into the playoffs and stuff. They didn't.
RJ Barrett. I love. I actually do really like Julius Randle, man. Yeah. Obi was going nice on that squad. They have a nice young core in that squad or that team, man. But
Trae Young came in was like
Dan Habikis of the NBA. No,
Trae Young came in was like, oh, y'all actually thought y'all were gonna do something. Sorry, bruh.
I'm just gonna be real with you. And this could be D. It's just the way I was raised, being a dark-skinned nigga that I am. You don't let a yellow nigga with that grade of hair ball on you like that. You don't let that happen.
I knew it was done, but I knew it was done. Like when he flexed on him in game 1, I was like, oh,
you know what's so scary about Atlanta? When Trae is going, everybody shoots it's like everybody else got the hot hand with him. John Collins has got John got it, Ken got it. All the Bama's is hot at the same time, and there's nothing you can do about it, man.
Trae Young talks his shit and does not give a fuck about your feelings.
The only nigga that can't shoot threes on that team is Clint Capella, and all he does is stand underneath the rim, get every rebound, and get fouled properly like a G. That's how you.
He knows it. He knows the assignment, D. That's why.
Atlanta, to me, they have a good chance. I don't think they're going to get all the way, man. But the way they took out the Knicks, man, I'm like, Trae, it's your time, bro. It is your time.
Side note. Game 1 today against the 76ers. Funniest shit ever because Trae Young again.
I ain't get to see the clip.
Now, it got a little wacky near the end where I was looking at Atlanta like, yo, you didn't have to foul them. You let them burn out the time, but whatever. That's stupid mistakes. But, like, Trae Young was talking his shit the whole fucking game. Looked at Embiid the whole time like, yeah, nigga, we're whooping your ass. What you going to do about it?
What you going to do about it? I like that. I like that, man. I like that. Right now, currently it is 86-81 LA Clippers over the Mavericks right now. But anyway, on to the more important thing for us, the Wizards versus the 76ers. I told you the Wizards was getting one. That one that the Wizards got felt so good for us. As a fan base, that felt great. It was like we ain't getting swept. I love it.
I was looking at Scott Brooks like, yo, Scott, Embiid is out for the rest of the series, at least. Take advantage of that. And he didn't.
He didn't switch up nothing.
He didn't switch, and that's what disappointed me. I'm like, if you switched up, you would have been fine.
And here's I get where the hyperbolicness of the Wizards fan base come from, calling him the worst coach ever. He's not. Yeah. But real talk, Scott, you just proved to me you're burnt out with the squad. It feels like what I saw out there, especially Game 5. Even when he switched it up, it was the same offense. Same. And also
defense. them shutting out Bertans is like the X factor too.
That was a big one. And you want to know what big one? The one I told you about. It's time for me to go ahead and let this Australian nigga. I'm gonna give you your props on this one. Ben Simmons won that for him because what they did was okay. Even if he did adjust for the fact that Embiid wasn't out there, I couldn't tell because you didn't switch up nothing. Off of Ben Simmons. Ben ran wild on us on the last 2 games, man.
I think the assumption was
even though we won game four, still he ran.
I think the assumption is that, and funny enough, it happened against the 76ers. Ben Simmons kind of relegated back to his old bullshit and stuff, and hence why the Atlanta Hawks just whooped his ass and shit. Ben, for whatever reason, stepped up against the Wizards. So the assumption was like, oh, Ben is going to be Ben. Fuck him. Concentrate on Embiid. And I'm like, oh. Which, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, you still want to guard Simmons in case something happens.
I think, especially coming off those last two Wizards games, man, you had to see how he was playing, man. I give the Wizards this, man. Chris, you were right. You were right, Chris. Just take it.
Oh no, I take it. It's just it's unfortunate.
I'm saying no. You should be happy.
Yeah,
you were right though. I did not know that our team could make it this far. They have no business being in the playoffs in the first place,
but
they made it.
But the Heat, they got smoked. They got smoked.
You see, you know why I hate the Heat? Because the Heat are proving that little bubble theory right, and I hate it. Because
I hate it too, man. I thought they were going to do something.
Way they got one-handed tossed out by the Bucks. Woo! I mean, I was watching it. I did see the game last night with the Bucks and the Nets. Yeah. Oh man.
Harden is healthy. You can't stop the Nets, man.
If he's healthy, you can't stop him. But he wasn't the problem. He wasn't the problem.
He's out the next game for a hamstring.
Yeah, I bet say he will be out for the because he was out in the first quarter, I think it was. But
dude, 47 seconds, he was like, shit.
It was like 6 seconds into the game, like, all right, that's it. But
literally a minute in, it was like he knew it was like, shit, my hamstring. Fuck this, I'm done.
Who was it? But the person that was really doing it was Kyrie, man. Kyrie killed it, man. He was playing like the earth was flat, baby. He was
gonna bring that shit apart you.
I'm always bringing up that Duke University graduate telling me that the earth is flat. Yeah, I'm never gonna get over it.
Also, Kevin, I don't brush my fucking hair. Durant stepped it up too, so there's that.
You know what I always love about Kevin? You know what, Kevin? I really mean this. Can't grow bush because you refuse to let your hair air out. No, for real. Think about it, Kevin. Think about it. If you push in, pull up, it will make a little poof. And
like what DC people do. Come on now. You're from the area. You're from the area, Durant.
No, Durant is like every other nigga from Seat Pleasant. They just refuse to work on one thing. With most Seat Pleasant people, it's aggression. Like, look, man, you don't have to punch your wife in the face. With most niggas from Seat Pleasant, it's usually this too. Look, man, dog. If you don't want to work that shift, then don't become somebody out there, man. Usually that's what you get with C Pleasant niggas. But then you do get the Kevin Durant people. What, refusing to comb their hair? If you're lucky, it's just the hair. With a C Pleasant, Chris, you know it. With a nigga for C Pleasant, you know it. If they ashy, it's the hair and like 5 other things.
See, and I say that because I saw Durant because the Nets didn't make the bubble, obviously. It's like, yo, Durant, we seen your fucking quarantine hair. You could clearly grow a little and it'll work out fine and we won't dog you on your hair. Keep that.
Hey, yo, Kevin, it don't make no goddamn sense why you just never beauty supply store. Anyway,
Sally, sir. There's plenty of them.
What I love seeing is Kevin Durant lean backwards and just like extend his arms all the way up. Because at this point, and I hate this with Kevin Durant, because when he does this with his extension, everybody's already putting their hand up. It is like the ball's up here and their hands is like way down here.
Can't touch it.
And he tosses it like it's nothing. It just falls. He was crushing on the whole 4th quarter like that. I was like, I hate to be this person because if they make it to the finals, we have no choice but to bring our boy. We got to bring our boy Charlie on here and let him talk for 5.5 minutes about a team. I know he don't give a shit about that much. He just act like it do because he's in proxy.
Well, to be fair to Charlie, he was there from the humble beginnings.
He was there
from
the
New Jersey
Nets. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look. If I show him a picture of Derek Coleman, he'll go, "Nigga, he could have been the best shots." Just stop talking.
Me and him talked extensively about Keith Van Horn and how. To be fair, somebody brought this up. It wasn't just Charlie. It wasn't Charlie. It was somebody else. And they made a valid point. Like Keith Van Horn and Tony Kukoc were very solid NBA players that could thrive in today's game.
I think Keith Van Horn a little bit more than Tony Kukoc. The only reason why I say Tony is because I think his offense is normal now. And I don't mean normal as in like, you know, he could keep up. I mean normal as in default, as in that's about 8 points, bro. You know what I mean?
See, I'm saying 15 at most.
I wouldn't say that.
So I mean, it's good. It's good enough and stuff. But I say they would thrive. They wouldn't necessarily like, oh, they're gonna falter in today's. It's like no, they'd be fine. They'd be perfectly fine. It is what it is, you know. So oh yeah, kid.
Go ahead.
No, but I'm like they'll thrive. They'd be perfectly fine. You know, it is what it is.
There he is. How you doing, Tank? Tank, ladies and gentlemen. Like if y'all see him in the chat, y'all.
All Durant championships will have an ass. That's a hater right there.
That's a hater. The Tank is a pure hater, and I give Tank.
I respect it though.
If you know Tank, he's consistent with it. I will give him this.
No, I take consistent.
Because even when you give him a fact, he goes, "Nah, that's bullshit." I still hate
the motherfucker. Fuck you. And it's like, you know, I respect the hate.
I'm mad right now because it's about to be the end of the fourth quarter, and we are looking at 97-83. The
it was 185 actually.
Oh, it was 100.
185 in the third quarter.
Yeah, you're like a couple seconds faster than me then. All right, cool. Streams.
Clippers are starting to run away now.
Yeah, I know they're starting to run away. Chris is on ESPN. D, I'm doing some shit from Russia, obviously. I don't know where I get my stream from. I don't know. There's no cable in this room, so this is what I have to do.
TV.pseudosports.nz is 2 seconds.
I think this is NBA. What did it say? I'm not going to give out the actual jump because I don't want to. But I will say that it's
YouTube is going to say, "Oh, you're promoting."
No. All I will say is .nu. What's that? Is that Netherlands? That's not the Netherlands. What's NU? NU.NU. God, NU. That wouldn't be no. Whatever. See what I'm saying? That wouldn't be Germany. No, that
I gotta ask you this. We saw what Phoenix can do. Bold prediction here. Close as I think the series is going to be, I think the Nuggets are going to run away against the Suns.
I don't think they're going to sweep them. I don't think it's going to.
Oh, they're not going to sweep them. I think going to game 6. I can see a game 6.
I got definitely game 6. You know what? I'm gonna be funny with it. It's going 5 games. It's going to go 5.
Oh, you're bold, sir.
I'm being bold. Bold
there.
So
that means the Phoenix Suns are going to win 1 game.
I got them winning their home game, and that's it. If they win a second game, they're going to win 2 at home. If they win 2, there's going to be the 2 at home. Also in the NBA, let's talk about our boy Damian Lillard. It's time for him to go. It is time for
Where
him
to
go.
Though?
I don't know too. And I think it's kind of a.
Somebody said Lakers, and I'm like,
It's kind of a bittersweet situation with him because it's also the coach is leaving too. Because let's just be. I keep on forgetting the coach's name, but it's time for him to go.
I mean, if you look at the rundown, he got cooked by fucking Steph Curry twice in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. One in the Western Conference Championship.
Yeah,
and I think was it last year or the year before?
Last year he got tiger kneed in the mouth. He got tiger kneed directly in the mouth by LeBron. And I mean, here's the funny thing: a lot of people don't want to admit. No, the Blazers got whizzoshed. They got demolished that series, man. I probably give them like one more game, but still, I remember them getting.
And then I think what was it? 1 year they got taken out by was it the Mavericks?
I think it was the Mavericks.
Yeah, the Mavericks. I was like, holy crap, man! It's like. I mean,
he is. He is.
I mean,
because if you trade him, that is a first round pick with 2 solid veterans, dog. And even then, I still feel like that's a little bit too low.
Also, Wizards Nation, we're not getting Lillard. You know that, right?
Y'all better shut the Ooh, did you hear that crap too?
I was like, guys, it's like, you know what? It's the equivalent to how the Redskins fan base are. You have to stop. You have to stop and be like, guys, here's one factor here. Do they have the money and the players that we equate to get a Lillard? If no, get rid of it. Stop it. We don't have the money for it.
You know how you do that, Wizard fan? You get rid of Bradley Beal, but I don't want it.
Well, you're gonna have to
shut up. And I guess you need to shut. There's a reason why CJ McCullough didn't leave either, because it was the same deal. It was like, if they go, like, if you're going to get him, you're going to have to take CJ, man. They ain't going to take me.
You know what it is?
I ain't leaving, man. Portland be great to me.
I feel we have to be like the black mama that asks, do you have McDonald's money whenever that shit pops up and shit's like, do you got McDonald's money for this? Do you have it?
Money for this? Do you have McDonald's money for this? And that's a good point. He's too good to trade. There's not too many teams I think he can go to. And, just
Lakers is the only one I can see because LeBron will probably facilitate that shit to happen. I can see it.
You can. And I'm hearing a lot of stupid stuff. I'm hearing also about.
I heard Steph going to the Lakers.
There's a bigger one going on next year because it's a good question mark, and that's Kawhi. Kawhi is a free agent next year.
That's another player the Wizards fan base want. And I'm like, okay, here's the sick part.
I'm not mad at that.
No. Here's the thing.
Who you can give away for that.
But D, that's the thing. The sick part of it is that I'm looking at that like that could work. Who are we giving up for that though?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to give up because if it's free agent, that means he will actually literally have to go onto the market, not re-sign with the Clippers. And if he does, you have to match what the Clippers are giving him. And I'm gonna tell you right now, we don't have the money. We don't have.
If we didn't get Westbrook, I could see that happening.
No. Westbrook. Remember with him and Wall, it was an even trade, and we won that by.
Tank has a good point.
Remember, it was an even trade.
Yeah. Because we took one contract for the other. Yeah. Tank has a good point. If I'm Lillard, I'm staying in Portland and sacrificing CJ for Jimmy Butler. That could work.
The only thing is this: is Jimmy.
That could work.
It could work. Only problem I have with that. You know what? No, because I will say this: the Blazers this year show me way more than they showed last year, but I still feel like that team is one bigger player away. And I think if you take away Jimmy, no. McCullough getting traded for him is almost even. You have to give somebody else up for him, but I don't know if it's a flat. No, you want to know the fun thing I saw this morning though? You want to know the fun thing I saw this morning? What? Straight from the tweet of Pat Riley. LeBron James is always welcome there. Like, yo, Pat, if you don't go
shut up.
You just woke up and chose violence and just said, I'm gonna piss off all the Dade County.
Pat Riley
I'm just gonna piss off all the Dade County right now.
Pat Riley.
Yes, you're right. Tyler Hero too, because Hero, despite how good he is, his stock dropped this year. So yeah, he's very tradable. Actually, if there's somebody I really want to trade for, I will try to get Duncan Robinson in that trade in some type of way and try to get, because if I'm losing CJ McCollum, I'm losing a real good shooter. So I want to make that even in some type of way. But yeah, Pat Riley can sit his old ass down there. Yo, Pat, LeBron ain't coming back, bro.
First off, he is a rich old white guy that's bored. Of course, he's gonna start some shit. He's a bit, dude. It's between funny as shit. Funny as shit.
Kill me with that. I died. I'm like, that's not a real tweet. That shit was real.
I love Jeff Van Gundy to death. The funniest Jeff Van Gundy tends to say the dumbest stuff sometimes when he does commentating. This motherfucker said about Luka, hey, don't let Luka's whiteness, get in the way of his basketball skills. Everybody on Black Twitter especially was like, yo, Jeff, shut up. What are you doing, Jeff?
You know what? I think Jeff can say it because he's been around enough niggas in his life. Come on, man. He coached basketball. I think he can say that. I think if all the white people could say it, it would be Jeff Van Gundy, a man that almost got an NBA championship. So I think
it's like I can get what he's saying, but it's like
he's white though.
I mean, yes, Luka is the fucking next. I mean, he is basically the Slovenian Larry Bird, but still, it's like, come on. Like,
I think Luka. I think it's time. I think Luka is ready to go to the next level. I think really what's happening right now is that
Porzingis
Porzingis ran out of gas when the playoffs started, in my opinion, and that was personally to me. He ran out of gas. He was already out of it, but the whole team is done. Luka's done too. Yeah,
if it didn't go to Game 7, they would have been fine. If it didn't go to Game 7, it was fine. Like the game on Friday night, that was going to be the one that was going to be like, all right, can you pull it out, Dallas? And the worst case scenario that happened was Kawhi stepped the fuck up in that game and was running wild on them, and it was like, oh shit.
I can tell you right now, man, the Clippers are going to be exhausted.
Oh, they already got a 20-point lead as we're talking right now.
The Clippers are going to be exhausted. They're going to face the Nuggets, right? They're about to face the Nuggets, right?
Yeah,
I think they're going to be exhausted.
No. Phoenix Suns got the Nuggets. Remember?
No, they got they got this. They're going to see
the Clippers got.
They're going to see the Jazz.
They got Jazz, yeah. Which
that might be decent. That might be decent, but I think they're going to be exhausted by Game 3.
Also, Clippers win this. Clippers Nation is going to fucking be slandering the fuck out of the Lakers fan base.
I mean, and here's the funny thing for me. Is it open seat that now LeBron? Don't do him. LeBron ain't got nothing to do with that. It's y'all need to go on your team. Oh man, Lakers. And the Lakers could just lean back on the fact that they're not going to make it to the championship. And if they do, the Nets or the Bucks are going to freaking smash their head in.
But in the high
I think the East is going to win this year.
In the high possibility, though, that the Clippers win a championship, Clippers fan base is going to be just as exhausting as the Cowboys fan base and the Lakers fan base.
Don't put that evil on us. I don't need a team that. Here's the thing.
You saw the Raptors fan base. Drake was jerking himself off in excitement, like, "Yeah, we're the best."
Here's the difference, though. Here's the difference. That's actually a great example. Here's the difference. Toronto deserved that. Toronto as a fan base deserved it. They were the best fans. They've been the best fans. They just put a fan in the Hall of Fame right now. If you read this dude's story, you probably seen him at Raptors games. He's like an Indian man. He has a turban on, and he's on he went from like 0 to like halfway, like pushing the cab, like, you know what, man, I'm trying to be at every Raptors game. And he did that. Now he has his own business. Now he's bigger. Now he's like a big ball up there in Toronto and all that. And I'm like this. That's the fan dream.
Yeah.
So, like, as a fan base, Toronto deserved it. Yeah, Drake was obnoxious about it. But you know what? I was mad because I knew Toronto was going to win it. But I'm looking at this like, fuck you, Drake. That's dope. I ain't gonna say. Think about it. If you already by many lists, you're considered the best rapper right now. How dope is it? Then your championship goes to your city. Think about it. Just imagine, if you will, in the middle of Dipset, the Knicks won a championship. It would have been the most insane thing you would have seen, man. Oh my god!
But like the Clippers, they've always over the years have always been second fiddle to the Lakers. So it's like on one hand,
I get. Yeah. It's when the slander comes. Yeah, I told you LeBron wasn't going to do nothing.
Yeah. Also to your question,
stop.
But also to your question, Williams, it's Tyronn Lue. That dude's always slow to the punch on these things. Like, come on, like, yeah, he should have been had Kawhi on Luka the whole game.
He should have. I
don't get the logic on why he never did that. But
you know what? A part of me thinking. That whole team is weird because Paul George. I don't understand how Paul George is taller than everybody, but refuses to play defense like he's taller than everybody. Man, I never.
He's making us tall people look really stupid right now, and I'm just sitting there like, yo, Paul, like defense, put your hands up, something. What
man. Doing? And like I said, I think the Clippers are going to win this one. Oh, yeah, the Clippers are going to win this one.
The Kawhi was on him from jump, and him and Paul George, they had difficulty in the beginning because the screens. Okay. All right, that's fair.
There's none that the Mavericks showed that they have a true superstar on their team. I want to really make that clear.
Oh, Luka's definitely a star.
Luka's a superstar. He's a superstar, but they need somebody to get their baby because they getting ate up. You ain't lying. They getting switching on screens. He getting ate up to death, man. It's time for them to find somebody to help him out. That's really going to help him out. Not to say that Porzingis is bad, but dang it, man. He ain't helping this shit.
So NFL, big trade, which I'm kind of glad why I made the decision to say, hey, let's just do this the week after.
Yeah.
Julio Jones is officially a Tennessee Titan. And
that's just
and I got some friends on Twitter that are Titans fans that are kind of like, they're happy, but kind of like, I don't know, because they're not really huge on Ryan Tannehill like that. And they're like, all right, let's see where this goes, guys.
Here's the thing, man. They lucked up and they lucked up and got somebody that's as good as what's the name right now, man? It's Julio Jones. And you got Julio and you got Derrick Henry. So yeah, I think if you're a Titans fan, you should be a little bit excited.
Yeah.
I really think you should be a little bit excited.
No, I ain't gonna say championship and Super Bowl yet, but the pieces are there. The pieces are there.
No. Yeah, y'all seen y'all defense. I'm sorry, and I still don't like y'all coaching. But still, if you are the Titans though, man, this is like, well, all right. You have a vet that can catch anything. So yeah, man.
Do something. Let's see what happens. I mean, that's what my logic is like. All right, do something. I just want to see something happen from this because because Mo said it best. Like, hey, they were in the AFC Championship one year, and what's his face? Mahomes smoked them in the championship, and then last year they damn near almost made it, and then it wasn't Mahomes. It was, what team beat them last year?
It was Mahomes that beat the Titans last year.
They did it again last year?
Was it Mahomes? I don't remember. I don't think it was them. But
Oh, see, that's some hating right there. Say Titans are just good enough for Derrick Henry to tear his Achilles in the second game.
That's some hating ass shit right there, man. Like I said, consistency.
That's some Redskins luck there.
No. Let's bring it in. Talking a lot of shit for a motherfucker that got gift wrapped a Super Bowl last year. I mean, y'all just walked right in there. It's almost like you had somebody cheating for you. I ain't going that far. But no. It's like the ball's on Tank. 2 years ago, he wouldn't have said shit. I'm being real. No, I'm being real. Tank knew his place. He knew his place when the Bucks was losing, man. He won last year. It was so funny. I ain't never seen a dude. Now I can imagine if LeBron went to the Mavericks. I can only, not the Mavericks. I think he liked the Spurs, but whatever. I can only imagine LeBron with his team and won a championship. He would have been sitting there with confetti all flying on him. Some bullshit that we won this ship. I get that one to an extent, but like for me, I ain't gonna lie, D. I love it when vets go somewhere and actually do something.
I ain't gonna lie,
I would have been for that ride.
I ain't gonna lie, D. I low key would be like that if like LeBron came to the Wizards and won them a championship, because it's like
I wouldn't because I would just be happy.
I'd be happy, but it's one of those like you want somebody else that you like to win and it not be just LeBron coming in and winning it and then bouncing it, that kind of like.
Imagine if you will, Chris. Imagine if you will. For whatever reason, God smote Dak Prescott again and he tore his ACL. Somehow, some way, maybe through voodoo arts. Jerry Jones said, well, it looks like we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. We're bringing in Tom Brady. And Tom wins the Super Bowl for the Cowboys. Here's me.
I'll be sick to my
stomach.
Are
you all right? D, are you all right? Hey, somebody called the hospital. I'm having a heart attack right now. D, are you? I know my body. It's my heart, and it's attacking me. Call the ambulance.
Every Cowboy fan, D, I swear to God, will be sick to their stomach, but still be obnoxious at the same time because it's like,
yeah.
How about the Cowboys?
We're the last fan base. And I mean that. We're some humble braggers, but we are the last fan base. You want to win a Super Bowl with a superstar like Tom Brady because we will be obnoxious. We will act like we taught Tom Brady how to throw an extra 50 yards. Like, you don't want us to get one of them.
No, my blackness.
Imagine if we actually did get Jerry Rice and Romo to do us all the way to a Super Bowl. We would be so upset. Like, see, Jerry ain't really get good until he came to the Cowboys.
But see, here's the thing. My blackness wouldn't allow me to big up Tom Brady because I'm still bigging up the black quarterback and Dak Prescott. So it's like,
boy. But you want to know? But here's the sick part. Here's the big part. And I would be the pick on you, Tate. This nigga Tate really sat down there and wanted to try to explain why they should have kept Jameis Winston. I'm like, nigga, don't stop. Because here's the sick part, Tate. You were one of 4 people that I know that like the Buccaneers that did that, and I got laughing. I was like, Jameis Winston did this, man, and we just didn't give him a chance. Y'all gave that nigga 6 years, and all he did was steal crabs and throw picks. Y'all need to stop.
But D, let's be real. He was 500 in touchdown throws and interceptions. It was perfect for him.
Look,
that was perfect.
Much like the picture with all the rappers looking at Meek Mill like he farted in the middle of Martin Luther King's speech. Much like that, I will never forget him twisting I'm about to eat this W. I will never.
The respect that he had for the team left in that one instance.
I couldn't stop laughing that he waved that shit in Deshaun Jackson's face. Deshaun Jackson, a person that I should hate, but I absolutely love. I love Deshaun Jackson. I'm mad that the Redskins really didn't use him the way I thought they really could have benefited from him. But whatever. That's neither here or there. I had to get this nigga thrown. We had to deal with this nigga getting touchdowns on us. But
he didn't embarrass us compared to how he embarrassed the Redskins. So it's like, all right.
But that being said, Chris, we should hate him. We love Deshaun Jackson. We both had Deshaun Jackson's energy. All right, man, I'm getting the fuck off this squad, bro. We ain't winning the game.
Deshaun was like, you know what? I like this Jameis Winston guy. Whatever, right? As soon as he said we're going to eat the W, I was like, oh, God.
He look.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
That motherfucker look across the way he saw. Well, I think Lee Evans was on the team. Evans was on the team. Here's Evans. Yeah, man. This is every Sunday, man.
Good. So, I mean, I told you that when you got fucking drafted on the team.
I told you. I told you when you came in here, man. He gonna be on some shit.
Gonna be on some bullshit. His head's probably dirty as fuck.
You know what? Look. Here's the thing. I'm hearing another thing that came in the news was look, here's the thing. Anyway, another thing, it's not really news. It was just a talking point I heard the other day. It was on Ben Roethlisberger. And Ben said that he thinks everybody's overlooking the Steelers. And I had to really think about that myself. And I said to myself, well, y'all did go 11-0. And then I stopped it. Ben, y'all know y'all went 11-0 despite you, right? Because all of that was deep. All of that was the defense and the offensive line going, when did we lose control here?
Big Ben will never admit that, right?
Look, man, just keep protecting this fat piece of shit, man. Hopefully, he can only throw it 25 yards.
That nigga will never.
Just maybe. Yo, the Steelers defense was the reason why they went 11-0. And yeah, I do agree with Ben to an extent. Don't overlook them Bamas in the Central, but real talk. The Browns are better than y'all. And I thought I would never say that. I would never say that the Steelers are not better than the Browns, young.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see where this goes.
Wait. What?
No, you say Cleveland beat better. I was like, let's give him one more year before I confirm that. I want to give him at least one more year. No.
You know the one I don't like right now, and I'm saying this as a person that loved his college career. I'm saying this right now. Can we stop crowning Joe Burrow, man? Look, he got hurt before he could finish the season. I mean, this one's a real ish. He didn't get to finish the season, and we really truly didn't get to see how good he was. And on the flip side, we didn't get to truly see how bad he was yet. So I get there is still this excitement that he has around him, but no. Bring it in. Now, that being said, the Browns and the Ravens, yes, they are a threat now. They are still a threat. The Browns still are. I don't know how good they're going to be next year, but you know, it was a good thing to bring up, though, man. I thought it was yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is.
Captain Fatfuck said something.
It's like, of course, he said something. Of course, I mean, you know, but we also forgot too that trade to get Julio Jones that helps out AJ Brown.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah,
because you remember he had that 1,000-yard season last year, so it's like, oh, now he's not going to get double teamed. So it's like, do we double team Julio or do we double team AJ? Which one?
Oh no, that's bold, nigga. I'm sorry, the Bills. It's too early for me to give a bold prediction, but yeah, that does help him, man. Because you are.
I don't know. That's hella bold, but I could kind of see that.
I don't see it. But anyway, that being said, though, yeah, you are kind of right about what's the name though, man. And like that does kind of spread them out a little bit more. Like I said, I think there should be real excitement for the Titans, though, man. You do have a chance you do have a real vet. I mean, this is coming from our squad that had gotten TO. Yeah. Dog, run with it. Even an average quarterback can make that nigga look amazing. Mm-hmm. So I think they'll be fine as far as like, you know, how their defense is and all the rest of that. Like I said, it's still weird with the Titans. But what you said about the Bills?
About the Bills winning.
It's too early. It's too early for me to even give it that because
if they do just as good this upcoming season like they did last year, it's like, all right, consistency. All
the two teams I'm actually looking at, real talk, I really am going to really look at them because I'm interested in what their trajectory is going to be. Is actually LA, both LA teams. Mm-hmm. I want to know where the Chargers is going, and I want to know where the Rams are going because I think the Rams are probably going to go down, but I could be very wrong.
Not a huge dip,
because Jalen Ramsey is really calling on like, yo, this is going to be our year. But and then on the flip side, looking at the Chargers, y'all, they're still a playoff-ish team that I kind of like. So,
man. But so MLB news, I have to put this out there because you know how both our teams are. Orioles and the Nationals are just playing like utter shit this season. So you take whatever victories you can because Baltimore kicked the shit out of the fucking team formerly known as the Cleveland Indians 18-5 today, and I was like, the fuck, 18-5, god damn.
That doesn't happen. Actually, that's a good reason. That's a good reason why you brought that up. Right now, Sports Illustrated did something dope. They don't do this. They don't do this often because you know how printed media has changed everything and all the rest of it. So it's kind of weird.
Journalism.
Yeah, investigative journalism is a little bit different.
It's a lost art.
Yeah, it is a bit of a lost art, but Sports Illustrated and a couple other places when it comes to sports are really good at that. And they investigating. And it's very true. We are dealing with a steroid scandal right now. Not a real steroid scandal, but something just
second round of steroid.
Oh, this is just as bad. And in fact, it's been going on a little bit longer. Like it predates the strike. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
it predates the strike, and that stickiness on the balls. And you're like, wait a minute, sticky balls? What are you talking about? Well, little gel, you put a little sticky on your hair. Like, okay, so what's the big deal? This shit is getting so good now, where guys are gripping the ball so hard, having all type of control. There's more velocity, more braking, all the rest of that. Mm-hmm. It's even to the point where some of the sticky stuff that they put on these balls, when you throw them at it and try to hit it with the bat, it rolls right off the bat, or it always kind of dodge out and does flicks out and does a foul. That's why we've been having these low-scoring games. That's why the games have been boring. That's why a lot of this is like robotic.
Yep.
And for a lot of people that see baseball every single day, it does come off like these are robots. And as much as I want to, I do applaud good ass pitching, but some of this shit is like
too
Jesus
perfect.
Christ, it's too perfect. And they did a whole little big ass article about it and all that in some Sports Illustrated. I suggest everybody
bring back the steroids.
Yeah,
please bring back the steroids.
At this point, you might as well. I suggest everybody read into it. It is fascinating.
It's really good. It's really good.
And here's the worst part about it. The MLB knows about it. Major League Baseball knows about this, and they refuse to change it up. And I thought it was like real talk. I really just thought it was just a motherfucking just analytics working actually working, where you actually getting the best pitcher on a team that can work with the system the best way, that type of bullshit. You know what? I thought it was analytics or some type of science that they kind of pour into so they can actually figure this crap out. No, it's good old cheating. Good old
man said, cheating. Yo, this is Andre
that
saying
is baseball. That is baseball.
This is Andre saying this. He said folks throwing like Star Platinum in that one episode of JoJo. I'm like, no bullshit.
Exactly how they're throwing. It is insane how fast these Jones are going. Thank you. 27 no-hitters. How is that even possible? How is that even possible?
At some point, somebody's like, hold up. What the fuck is going on here? What's going on here?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's like the signaling and shit. At some point, somebody picked up on like, hold up. What's going on here? Like, people are knowing these plays a little too crazy here.
Signaling has been a thing since the beginning of baseball. There's always going to be, you can't do this, you can't do that. And and everybody says it with baseball, period. There's always cheating going on in baseball. The problem is there's just some crap you got to nip in the bud, because if you're going to allow that, I better see the best hitters in the league shoot up again. And I mean it, man. I mean it, y'all, dog. Bring back the roids. They don't make your ball small no more. Bet. Bring back the roids.
Hey, look, we were all loving Sammy Sosa versus Mark McGwire, and then all of a sudden steroids happened. The motherfuckers act like, oh, Jesus.
All of a sudden, the dude that actually didn't need the steroids but took them anyway, Barry Bonds, he doesn't. We need
integrity.
He's cheating. You let that big nigga named Jason Giambi just do all this crap. I think Jason Giambi didn't test positive, or he did, or whatever. But ever since then, I never trusted. All his ish was so dirty to me.
At this point,
out of all the people, Mark McGwire, Giambi, and who was a King Caminetti, those three dudes could kiss the blackest side of my, because I knew they were bums without it, man. To me, they were bad. They were bum hitters without it.
Swear to God, man. At this point, I'm like, you know what? I think everybody need to go on ahead and just offer Jose Canseco a fucking apology at this stage.
They do. They need to owe him an apology. They need to owe Sammy Sosa an apology. But look, we done dogged out Sammy so bad he think he white now.
I mean, but quick on the tennis front, Serena, she got smoked in the French Open finals.
I heard. I didn't get to see the clips.
She got smoked.
It was like, really
past the stick smoked. I'm like, God damn.
And who she lose to?
What was it? Elena Rybakina.
Oh yeah, I hear her. I know who that is.
Yeah. So yeah.
Hey, everybody's saying that. Seeing that is like, oh man, Serena lost. Like, I hate how people take Serena losing as blackness took a hit.
Well, I mean, she got beat by a Russian, so I kind of see it. I understand it. It's like,
what? I get you are kind of right. A lot of the essence of Serena has went to her baby. It's going to be hard. It's always hard for female athletes, just period, after they have children. Is how good they're going to be afterwards. And that's
she's due for a championship. It's just
she's due for another one, but it's like, you can really tell like she's really like climbing up a ladder. It ain't like easy like it used to be. You got a lot of young girls who are coming up there are actually serious. And same thing with Naomi. We didn't talk about Naomi dropped out.
So Naomi dropped. So real quick, the Naomi Osaka really boils down to, and even Naomi admitted it, and I think a lot of people kind of missed that part. She went on Instagram and said that she's dropping out of the French Open due to mental health, right?
Yeah.
What was missing out of that is that, and it was part of the reason why the French Open was feeling some way, but they could have handled it a little bit better too themselves. They were basically like, look, Naomi, we understand if you're going through some stuff, but at least tell us so that we don't have to find out on Instagram.
Exactly. And that and that was the one thing I said, like in between the week when we was all talking to each other.
Yeah.
I get the professional stuff that you got to clear. As niggas as the press, as we know, Chris, niggas at the press like us, we already know you're obligated to talk to us. You have to do that. It is on us to recognize if you're going through something or this, that, or other. But most of the time, I'm gonna say 90% of the time, and I hate saying it like that, but 90% of the time, shut the fuck up, answer the damn questions. Let's go.
As long as it's not a stupid question, I get it. And
I get the stupid questions, but there's a lot of dumbass white men in this room right now, and I'm sorry, Naomi. But that being said, that fifth frame, bitch, what did you do wrong? But still, that being said, I think she did. I think she did have to own. You know, it was one of those situations where
I mean, her and the French Open clearly they at the end of the day, because it seems like they both kind of settled behind the scenes. Like, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're on the same page now. We understand. Cool. Yeah. And it was good that Nike backed her up. Like, hey, whatever's going on.
But it is true. There are better ways of getting it done. I guess, and to me, it's more of a backstage thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, it doesn't have to be on Front Street. Like, if it's something like, yo, tell somebody before you get on camera, all the rest of that. Yeah. Don't do it via Facebook,
social media, and
shit. Hey, Naomi. I know you are back in millennial. You're the back end millennial. You're technically a Zoomer. I understand that shit. Stop that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be a fucking adult on this one, baby girl. Call your agent. Call somebody. Call a coach. Don't do that. Like, that doesn't work to me.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, she was perfectly in her right. Yeah. And anybody that gave her shit need to shut the fuck up.
Oh, no, there was one.
Because these athletes go do enough bull crap, man. You know what I mean?
Like I said, the fact that she said she could have handled it better, it was kind of weird that people missed that part. Because she admitted, hey, you know what? I fucked up. I could have went about it a little bit better. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Because she, because that's what you do as an adult. You own up to, like, oh, you know what? I fucked up. But at the same time, a lot of these people are like, how dare she? She's rich. Why does she have mental health? And
I was one guy in particular. I love the idea, because you're rich, you can take more bullshit. I just love that. That is such a poor white person thing to say.
But one dude got, is this you from somebody? Because a couple of years ago, remember when Kevin Love and them were on LeBron's thing?
I think I see that.
He was, when there was LeBron's thing, Kevin Love was like, yeah, I was going a little through some mental health stuff. That's why I was kind of like playing like shit and stuff, right? He's like, oh man, I'm grateful for Kevin Love and I'm really going out there and addressing mental health and all that stuff, right? And then he turns around and says some shit about Naomi Osaka. Was like, she's rich. I don't know why she going through mental health. And somebody was like, but bro, like 2 years ago, you said this you?
Such a poor white person thing.
Just say you don't like Naomi Osaka. This is, you know what? This is also why I respect Tank too. It's like, look, if you don't like Naomi Osaka, just say that shit. Just say it. I respect it. Just say it.
If you don't like her, just say it. You know, whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Like, how you like your tennis, D? I don't think she's better than Serena. That when she beat Serena though, she beat her, and I mean it. I saw that, man. She beat Serena.
Yeah.
With that being said, she ain't better than Serena, not by a long shot.
Let's just say Naomi, she's clutching her cheeks a little bit when she faces Serena. Like,
oh man, wow, that's tight chest. You tight chested that whole match, nigga.
It's like, yeah, you're younger than her, but it's like that's Serena though. So
like, I'm up 3-love. Okay. But here's the fun thing that came out of this was my favorite tennis player of all time, Venus. So Venus, what about your comments on Naomi Osaka, and how do you go against all that? Oh, that's very simple. See, all of y'all some shit in tennis. And even if I'm having my period and I'm going blind, I can still beat y'all.
Yep.
And you will never, ever be as good as me. I'm from motherfucking Compton, nigga. You can pull up if you want to.
Also, that was Serena reminding people that she's still alive and still plays.
Yeah. Venus had to tell her, like, yo,
I'm here, guys.
It's like this. I know my sister's a beast. My sister, she's magical, isn't she? She's awesome. Well, guess who she sparred with, and guess who's just as bad as her?
But
that's how I deal with it. Next question.
Let it be known too. Serena faces her sister. Her chest clutches a little bit too. Like,
I like how the last time they faced each other. Oh no, Venus got kizzled. But before then, I think it was an Australian. I don't think it was an Australian Open. I forgot which one it was. I think it was the Australian Open. They faced each other, and the first set went to Venus. I was like this. Serena's going to kick her ass the rest of this match.
Oh no, that was no. When Venus won the first set, that was after that. That was the Cam Newton.
Okay. All right, V. I know what you're doing, V. It's cool. It's cool. You know they sit down in their chairs and they hitting themselves off. Like, girl, you going good today. Don't talk to me. Oh, for real?
Am I invited to the baby shower next time? Shit.
Oh, it's like that. For real? Like, for real, Serena? For real, she does a thing where she like looking at her phone or she's talking to somebody. Wow, this bitch. Okay, cool. No, right there. No, right there. You know when somebody's really competitive, they don't rest. Immediately, the second she ignores Venus gets up, takes the tennis ball, starts hitting it. I'm ready. Nah. When we come back from commercial, 3 minutes. All right, cool. I'm ready for it now.
That's a sibling rivalry right there. Where it's like, all right,
I miss them having. I need one more. I think Venus. I think you're about 41. I think you got one more really good with your sister.
Don't let me be the person that runs tennis. I will Vince McMahon the shit and orchestrate that fucking shit happening. I will look at a U.S. Open tournament and be like, how can I fucking get this fucking match happen?
She's ranked 1. Let's just bullshit and just slip Venus right here. She should be able to be that Croatian girl right there. She can get her.
Because think about it, man. It's already enough that people feel the NBA like WWE's the fucking things for ratings, right? Especially with the playing tournaments, right? Which I laugh at that, but there's a part of me that's like, maybe that
something there's something with the play-in. I get how they feel with that, but nah.
You gotta do that. Like I gotta be that dude to do that for tennis. Like, how can we get Venus and Serena to play?
Oh man, they pulled it out the same head. Like, oh man, just slip her down, move her around. Yo, man, we need a retirement match. We need a retirement match. Look. And I say this with pure love to both of them. Here's Serena. You can go, Serena, go back home to your white husband. Venus, go back home to your white husband.
Nah, I want to have all of us laughing. It's going to be the Shawn Michaels or Ric Flair shit where Serena's going to look at fucking Venus and says,
I love you. I'm sorry. Whop.
And Serena, she's waving to everybody. She is done.
Oh man! Serena gets that last one. They hug each other for a long time. D, what theme song? What theme song's playing? I have no idea. I don't know. You got to pick like a random theme song that they gave Serena that fits. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I can't think of nothing funny. Whatever.
Naomi Osaka's like Mr. Miyagi at the end of Karate Kid, just voicing like.
D, you wrong. What D? Naomi Osaka's at home. Why? Because she's still there. Stop, D. You fucked up. That's wrong. You just backed her up, D. You can't say that.
No, I don't know. Naomi Osaka to me is like the fucking secret boss after fucking Venus beats Serena. She just drops in like, and now you have to face me.
I told my little sister that Carday is living my dream, man. He got with he a suitling nigga that got with a tennis champion. So I'm with that. My sister like who? Like wait a minute, Serena like give me that tall drink of water. Seriously, I am still in love with Venus Williams. I know Venus is the inferior twin. The inferior clone of Big Boss. I know that.
What it was, like, think about it. You think back to early when they both came in, right? I think
yes, I didn't take this music. Thank you. It's the Ministry Joe.
No, because I think people forget, like, at one point it was like the big sister beating the shit out of the little sister at one point earlier in their rivalry, and then you saw the fucking switch happen where Serena was like, "All right, I'm gonna hit the gym. Whoop your ass after this." I was like, oh shit.
I never forget the last time Venus got one over Serena. I think it was like in 2000. I think my son was born.
Yeah, it was like 2010?
It was 2011. It was 2011.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah, 2011.
It was. I think is the U.S. Open in September? I think it
usually
is.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's around that time. But that's the one. Oh man, it was really good, man. That's
the whole sports world was shocked because Venus had never beat Serena in a long ass time. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? What happened?
And that's the one that I give these two sisters, man. And that's why I thought it was really wonderful. Not only did we get to hear from Venus, but later on that week, you saw her in a doubles tournament with a girl who's only 18 years old, who you can see it on the girl's face. There's like, this girl she's getting a lesson. like she's talking to a lesson. I look on her face like, what if I do this? like you better listen to every word. You talking to Mama Venus, nigga. You better go with that, son.
So
man, yes. Serena with that cat suit, that ended the rivalry. That destroyed the rivalry.
Hey, that destroyed the rivalry. You had a bunch of sex-starved niggas on fucking Twitter eating that shit up like, ooh, catsuit,
man. There was
Serena?
There was a whole lot of old niggas that wear pants that come above their ankles. Woo! Look at that one over there.
Now,
zip lining down. Woo!
I feel bad about this. WNBA season started. They're about 10 games in and stuff.
God, I feel bad now too.
I know, I feel bad too, right?
I didn't know the season started. Actually, I probably didn't. Just it slipped over my head.
Yeah, they're 10 games in and stuff. Mystics are doing, yeah. You know, Seattle Storm is clearly dominating again.
Of course,
it's like they just left off from the fucking playoffs and shit. And it's
actually, I didn't know the season started. I forgot the season did start. Yeah, I'm still like the Sun. I think the Connecticut Sun, the Hartford Sun, the Hartford Suns.
Connecticut Suns.
Is it Connecticut Sun or was Hartford? Whatever. Anyway, the Suns. I know the Suns. Same thing with I'm really looking at the Suns and the I'm messing up here. Seattle,
Sparks.
Course of Mystics. That's Sparks. I don't give a fuck. Minnesota is the other team I'm looking at too. So
I know the Sparks is the only reason why I'm mentioning the Sparks is that like the LA fan base got so miffed at them fucking losing to the damn Suns. They're like, go Sparks! And I'm like, y'all didn't give two fucks about the Sparks. Hey, LeBron and lost, right? All right, cool.
Real talk. I thought about this a lot of times, and I'm thinking like lowering. I think Duncan won't make it better. As much as I really sat and thought about this thing. No bull crap. He said lower their rim. And I really sat and thought about like lower the rim. First off, that's an insult to women. But the part I'm thinking about, no, D, would that make the entertainment better? And I thought to myself, probably not as much.
But that doesn't explain the fact that somehow the energy of college women basketball is more hyped than the WNBA.
I think it's the cheerleader. Oh my God.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just had to mention that.
And then on top of that, let's just be honest. And I tell this to Tank too. I'm spoiled because I grew up watching Tar Heels girls basketball, and Lady Turpin's basketball, high octane basketball. These girls don't fucking play around. So I'm kind of used to seeing girls hitting all these incredible tough shots, and I respect the hell out of it. And I don't want to do nothing to make it better for me.
We kind of also was there during the golden age of the WNBA, and we saw all these like awesome fucking players that we saw in college.
You know what I liked about it? The Mystics were just dog trash, but for some reason they sold out every game because
we had Shamika Holzclaw.
I'm gonna say because every lesbian in DC likes Shamika Holzclaw.
That was a sick part. I remember my dad mentioned that, and I was laughing. But then you think back on it's like, ooh. Man, he was.
Well, that's the one thing. As much as I hated this, and I think it is very messed up. And I said it before. One of the most fun things that straight people do, and I hate to say this during Pride Month, but that's the thing that a lot of straight people do during WNBA game, and it's done in respect for some of the girls. Yeah. But it's like this. She like what? She is dog. She is like she is too. No, she married. I'm looking that up. She ain't married. She ain't. Yo, that's her boyfriend. She go, what's in that? Yeah, the nigga that played for the Knicks. Yeah, who knew?
Always like the fucking player that you don't know about on the team. It's like, oh,
me and DK was watching. We was watching Atlanta. We was watching the Dream versus Detroit. I forgot what Detroit's nickname was, but anyway, we was watching them play. Oh man, these girls was bad. They was killing it that night, right? But I forgot the girl that played for Atlanta. She was at the foul line. She bent over. You know, she's out of breath. And she bends over. Here, DK. She bad as I don't know what. Like, nigga, for real? Can we just watch the game? He like, you looking 2D. And we was like this. I bet she ain't. Yeah, she ain't. Nah. She got a girlfriend.
Meanwhile,
I mean, straight up girlfriend. How was the game, honey? Straight up girlfriend. That's what she got.
Hey, look, I think the messed up aspect of it, not in like a bad way, is like when you see the players, right? And then you make the mistake of going to their IG, and it's like, you look like a straight up IG model. What the fuck, man? It fucks your head up immediately.
The college girls kill me with that. The college girls,
and I don't blame them. It's like, hey, that's just what it is and stuff. But it's like
what it is. It's not. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's not. End of the day, it doesn't mean nothing. Now, the only thing I do question and I really do mean this, is that I hear this from ex-players and all the rest of that crap, right?
Yeah.
Is it really as volatile as I hear it? If you're a straight girl in WNBA, you're getting clowned.
Maybe.
I hear that off and on, but the straight girls who say that are bums. So I hate to say it. I kind of don't believe
there's a correlation, obviously. So
yeah,
there you go.
There's something there because I always heard that. I heard I heard stuff from girls before, like, yeah, you may got one or two who are just straight up bullies. And they're gonna be like, no, let me do this and let me do this. And you hear in some cases where it's like, I'm sorry, she's touching the girls on her team.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? You hear that every now and then. And again, that's not indicative of saying that all teams are like that. But I hear that there's this real nasty toxicity that is like laid out in the WNBA locker rooms that I hear about and no one is able to confirm. I think that's because they really don't want their image. Their image is already beat up anyway. I think the last thing they want is that to be really spread out like that.
I mean, it might be a movie, but like low key, one of the things that I
think I know what movie you're going to. Go ahead.
Well, it's like I know it's a movie, but low key, one of the things that I can probably tell is probably a dynamic that happens. Love and basketball. When old girl was on the college basketball team and the other girl got injured. But prior to that other girl was talking so much cash shit to fucking Sanaa Lathan's character. Yeah. Despite everything of her improving, she was talking so much shit. And I'm like, I can see that happening. I can totally see that shit. Yeah, I can totally see that shit.
Especially in college, especially when I got you're the sophomore trying to take place of the senior. Yeah, of course.
I can see that on the WNBA squad where it's like, oh, I'm gonna sit there and talk cash shit. I can see that shit. I can see that. It's
kind of funny. For men, it is played up in drama and it's sold that way. And the one thing I always hated that the NBA does, as much as they really try to like hammer down and try to box in niggas acting hood, they benefit off of it. They benefit off of it. Good example. I had to show my kids. It was a hell of a fun time. I showed my kids the Palace Brawl. They never seen it before.
They never seen it.
It was so funny. I was like, look, here comes Steven Jackson, Molly, what? I was like, yo. I was like, check out this man that hop in front of Ron Artest. Look at Ron. Just he stuffed the shit out of him. And then I was like, all right. I was like, hey kids, here comes Jermaine O'Neal. Are you okay? Yeah. Buster. That was a serious Buster Wolf. Jermaine O'Neal had to plant his foot and punch. But like my point is this: the NBA benefits off of niggas acting like niggas, and I always like hated how you exploit that. You know what I mean? And I understand the WNBA don't want to exploit no drama within their locker rooms like that. I totally understand that. The part that bothers me is why do I always hear these reports come out? You know what I mean? Like, you know what?
Bucks the trend of ladylike and all that stuff. So
and that's the other thing that kills me. Bucks the trend of ladylike. Real talk. You got a bunch of these girls are tomboys and a bunch of them are lesbians. You are already got nothing but buck trends running up and down this doggone court. So, whatever. That's not that. It's neither here or there. But I would really love that it'd be like some investigation of that or just some validity to it, man. Because I always hear that crap and I'm like, is it real? Does that actually exist? You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah, but anyways, so a F1 race happened today, and the most freakish of accidents happened.
Yeah.
To our boy. So there was an actual accident that happened, and Lewis Hamilton had an opportunity to actually gain a strategic lead in the rankings, and due to an unfortunate thing with the brakes locking up because of a button, he ended up kind of not doing that and stuff. And he apologized to his team of what happened and stuff. He said it looked like it was
basically what happened.
Yada yada yada.
What we got today was a really good race. It was in Azerbaijan. It was in Baku, Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is a real good street course. Unlike Monaco, where it's hard to pass people, in Azerbaijan they're a little bit on wide. In Baku, I'm gonna say that name over and over again. In Baku, they're a little bit long. They're a lot larger. You can pass and all the rest of that. And it's just a nice little course, man. I played it in the video game. It's actually a nice little course to drive. Anyway, what happened was there's a lot of this the normal drama of what happened in the polls yesterday and all the rest of that. Just a the storyline really in this one is that Max Verstappen is in first place, Lewis is in second, and Red Bull has a real good chance in the Constructors Cup to actually gain a whole lot of points on everybody else right now when it comes to all the manufacturers. Anyway, first crash was Lance Stoll, and it was his back it was one of his back tires. They're still investigating it because it was kind of weird how it just like it didn't so much lock up, but it popped. And when it popped, you automatically saw his steering go whack. He crashed right into a wall. 3 laps left. A lot of drama, a whole lot of back and forth from a lot of people going up and down the grid and all the rest of that. 3 laps left. Max Verstappen way in front of everybody. He's looking like he's going to win his second another race. He's going to be far ahead of Lewis Hamilton standings. It's all going the same tire. Yink, 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 goes into a wall. We got 3 laps left. At this point, we've seen a whole lot of up and down going on the grid at that point. Was it Vettel, Gasly, Perez, Leclerc, and Hamilton all in the top 5. They're all going back and forth. So finally, after about almost 20 minutes of waiting to finally, not even 20 minutes, like 15 minutes just to clear up the track, up, they go. Hamilton gets a good lead on everybody, and you could tell because the second it came to the turn, you could tell that he probably hit the wrong switch on his wheel, and it locked up the back brake. And he had no choice but to keep going straight, and everybody hit the turn. It was like, that's my race. I'm not getting no points. And it
killed them too because like Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton are literally like they're
neck and neck. They are neck and neck.
They're neck and neck. I think Lewis Hamilton is 4 points behind. Yeah, so he can make it back up and stuff. Yeah, but it's just the fact that those two are literally just literally nobody else is beating one of the two. Like Sergio Perez, I think is like the closest to them. And that's about it.
He's got 69, and right behind him is Lando Norris. And Lando didn't really do that well in this race anyway. Let me pull up the whole thing. But
Sergio got 25.
But that was the interesting thing because Sergio, this is Checo's second race that he's won in his whole career. And if anybody looked at the F1 at the Drive to Survive series that's on Netflix. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was tripped up. Last year was his first victory. It was really, really emotional. It was awesome, and he ended up getting to go on Red Bull because of that. But anyway, he won it. So first place was Sergio Perez. Second place was Sebastian Vettel. Third place Pierre Gasly. Fourth place Charles Leclerc. Fifth place, Lando Norris. Fourth, Fernando Alonso. I didn't even know six was Fernando Alonso. Seventh is Yuki Tsunoda. Eighth is Carlos Sainz. Ninth was Daniel Ricciardo. And 10th was Kim Raikkonen. But the big thing about Mercedes, what they messed up on was that neither man scored. So Bottas didn't score, Hamilton scored. And that's why it was really big on Hamilton. That's why he was apologizing because, like, as a squad, we didn't win at all. So he was the only one that had a chance to win points. And when I say that he fell into dead last, he was in dead last. There was nothing you could do about it. It was just one of those things. Like if you was look, put it this way, y'all. If y'all was playing on a PlayStation, you would throw the controller at that point. You would just drop out the game.
Yeah,
because you're lost.
With this shit.
There's no way you get it. Anyway, so far with the constructors title, first place right now with 174 points is Red Bull. Second place with 148 is Mercedes. Third place is Ferrari. Fourth, McLaren, and fifth, AlphaTauri. But AlphaTauri only got 39 points. McLaren got 92, and Ferrari got 94. So, like I said, it's still early season. Yada yada yada. And real quick to the driver standings, because good lord, I forgot there's like 5 different.
So many. It's like, how does this work?
2 different things I had to pull up. First place is still Max Verstappen with 105 points. Lewis Hamilton with 101. Sergio Perez, he's sitting in third place with 69. Lando Norris, 66. Charles Leclerc, 52. Valtteri Bottas with 47. Carlos Sainz with 42. And Pierre Gasly with 31. Vettel, my boy, who was a racer. He to me, the last 2 races, he's been nice. This one, he deserved to be in second place with all the crashes and all the bullshit that went down. I'm glad Sebastian got it, but he's still flexing that he's still one of the best racers out there. But he's He got 28 points, and Daniel Ricciardo got 26. He had a bad race. I don't give a fuck what anybody said. He had a terrible race. And Alonso with Alonso 11th, 12 places. Esteban Ocon had to be totally out the race. He didn't even start the race, so he was already out. Alpine didn't get no points. They only got points from Alonso. Lance Stowe is in 13th. Sonoda is in 14th, and Rakitin and Giovinazzi are both in 15th and 16th with 1 point. So there we go. That's all we got for F1. I'm glad I got that stats out the way. Jesus Christ.
real quick, because I don't want to end on this because I actually want to end on the wrestling stuff. I'm ain't going to speak for D on this one. Maybe I am. I have nothing really much to say about Mayweather and Jake Paul other than it's an exhibition. It's whatever, honestly. Whatever happens, happens. I don't think Mayweather is going to embarrass himself. You know, you're going to get a lot of people overhyping Jake Paul's mediocrity because he didn't get knocked out by fucking Mayweather. So ergo, Woodley is trying to fight Jake Paul, which I'm like,
Logan Paul. I think he's playing Logan Paul.
Yeah, Logan Paul.
Well, you know they're brothers. I don't know.
Either way, to our boy Charlie said it best. It's like, Woodley, you've been on a huge downturn since you got worked over 3 times in a row in fights. It's hard for me. You came down a lot since then.
I think really what it is, what kills me is that people are always going to get a payday. Boxing has fallen so far. No, boxing has always been like this.
Yeah,
they have always done this. It's just that
there's good boxers.
Put it this way. He does got a point in this sense. Boxing has fallen far because I hate the fact that Dave Meltzer was right. There is no big superstar in boxing right now. There is no big box office draw in boxing right now.
Yeah,
and
there's no Mike Tyson.
And the ones that you do have is just that Mayweather and
Pacquiao for a minute.
Pacquiao
for a minute.
At
the time before Hot Minute
he's going to fight Errol Spence. Him and Spence are going to fight each other. And you know the sick part? Spence, if you let that Filipino nigga come in this ring and beat you, but here's the thing. Spence is an incredible fighter. Ain't nobody going he just ain't got the
it's just a big name. You need a name. I mean, fuck. F1 has Lewis Hamilton. Nobody I'm not gonna say people never gave a shit about F1 before, but now
you always have a star. But you have a star to hang your stuff on. Before Lewis Hamilton actually was Sebastian Vettel. And so you have people to hang your sport on. Boxing never had that. Boxing don't got nobody right now.
Hell, I even go so far as to say there's a reason why women's tennis is more known than men's tennis. Because you remember our heyday, it was Andre Agassi. He was the fucking face of damn tennis.
Yep. And then but it's like this. Well, we still got Nadal, and he's beating everybody every single year without even looking. Rafael Nadal is a freaking monster.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do about it. He's such a monster that looking at his matches, and I mean, if you look at his tennis matches, they're boring because he's just going to come back. Yeah. Even if he's on clay, he's coming back, dog. Come on now.
Yeah. So it's like you need a face for boxing, and unfortunately, despite Tyson
Federer
Fury.
Was too. You're right, Federer.
Federer. Agassi and Federer. Yeah. But you need a face for that, and boxing unfortunately doesn't have it. So in order to people to really look at boxing, you have to unfortunately do all this dumb shit like Mayweather versus fucking who do he fight before this? From USD. McGregor and stuff. And it's just it's just what it is, unfortunately. And a lot of people that are into boxing, they understand on a basic level why this is happening. So they're not as mad.
Fury and Wilder is probably the last good one you had. Last good one. Fury and Wilder
already on the third one. They're gonna try to.
They're about to be on their third one. And I know a lot of people are putting question marks up for that one, and I don't blame you. I really don't, because I love Deontay. He barely won the first one, and that second one. As much as I want to believe his conspiracy theory about that Fury loaded up his gloves.
Breaking Clippers beat the Mavericks. So that's a pin done over.
Awesome.
So now we got Clippers versus the Jazz.
Who knew?
We'll see what happens with that. But anyway, so WWE. they went on a release. They released who was it? Aleister Black got released.
Yeah,
Braun
Strowman, Ruby Riot,
and Lana.
Lana and Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy got released. Now,
yeah,
if you know wrestling fans, a lot of them are mad at Aleister Black's comment because Aleister isn't doing the tip, isn't being bitter about his release, because Aleister is being, you know, a sensible adult and it was like, hey, I had a fun time in WWE.
Yeah,
what it
really melted down was he was mad that he told everybody that the dirt sheets are full of shit. He's like, they said I had a bad relationship with Vince. I spoke to Vince a lot. He was very like with me trying to get my character. And it's very sad because the one thing, sad for when this one fact of this is that he said the big problem that they had was they couldn't nail down his character. And everybody that looks at it, you and I will say the same thing. What are you talking about? He's this and all that. The question was like this. So what's your character, Allison? Well, I'm an ex-cult leader. Wait a minute, am I? Well, I'm a Satan.
Yeah. I don't know.
I get it, and I totally get it. It sounds stupid, and I know it does. It's wrestling. It's rudimentary. Come on, dog. It doesn't take that much. But real talk, yeah, you do need. In the case of Aleister Black, you do need to nail down your character. Because it's so character driven. You have some people that they're like some people like I'm saying Roman Reigns, not to diss him, but I'm saying this in a way of just simplifying it. Roman Reigns is 2 words. I'm the head of the table, punch, tribal chief with a belt. That's what I am. That's who I am, and that's what I'll be. All right, Jay, what are you? I protect the tribal chief. That's what I do. Biggie, who are you? I am here to help the WWE. No, that the big, like you see, he knows what he is.
Yeah.
Bray, who are you? And it's a 15-minute promo. So that's the thing.
Who is the star of WWE? That is a tough one right now.
It would be Roman.
It would be Roman.
By far. I mean, Roman. Oh my God, he makes
SmackDown period.
So happy how great he is. But anyway.
SmackDown period has been great. But anyways,
the
funniest shit about this, right? So Braun is gone, right? And you know the conversation with Braun has always been over the years. Even during early Wrestle Corner, we always joked about what is Braun? Can he fucking be the guy that's a champ? Yeah. So I was laughing because recently Andrade is actually in AEW now.
Yeah, which is
and somebody laughs.
Which to be honest with you, yeah, he needs to be
that.
in AEW.
But somebody brought up like, why is it that AEW never does any promos for these people? And I was like, yeah, because it's the easiest thing, and I don't think it's really no fault to AEW, but it's like you don't have to do a promo because it's easy to just sit there and say, hey, you remember that guy from WWE? He's in AEW now.
The one magical thing about Kevin Nash and Scott Hall showing up was Scott Hall like, you already know who I am. And I already like it's true. You already know who they are.
Do I need to do a promo? Not really.
It is funny because it's real talk. Vince already made me a star. Y'all say, oh, Vince didn't use them right. Vince made me a star. You know why? Because you about to buy up all my t-shirts at the AEW.com store right now. But here's the thing. Here's the funny thing. What happened with Braun getting cut was very interesting. And that's when everybody started to kick up dirt. Like, yo, because WWE was talking to New Japan. They're still in works. They don't know what they're doing.
Oh, people have been jerking themselves off.
People have been jerking themselves off because it's big news. And real talk, you should be excited.
Also, low key, if that happens, I want people to understand this. This is all because Daniel Bryan kept like, hey, you know what? I want to wrestle that dude in New Japan. And I'm pretty sure somebody in the WWE is like, how could we prevent that from fucking happening?
Oh, and that's another interesting thing. And that's another interesting thing. With all the people that got released, Daniel Bryan didn't, even though he asked for his release, he signed again?
He didn't re-up. Did he re-up his contract?
No, he didn't re-up. It's weird. It's weird. The way it's set up is like, I thought they would have got rid of Daniel Bryan. Why is he still there? It's sort of like that. And I don't know if it's like it's a clog.
Now we know he's taking care of. Now we know he's kind of stepping away because he's taking care of his second kid now.
Yeah, his second kid. And real talk, you know, Daniel he's just getting over that hump. He's like about to be he's getting close to 45. I'm pretty sure he wants to slow himself down. And I think if he does want to keep that door open, yes, you should, because if I'm him, if I'm taking a couple years off in WWE, I'm going to New Japan. I'm going to Ring of Honor. I'm going somewhere else to make my name be bigger. And then at the same time, when I go back to WWE, I'm gonna look like a freaking hero. So yeah, that's what you want to do. Yeah. So, but that's what made it so funny about Braun. Everybody started automatically saying, because we were hearing a lot of talk about that, WWE is about to sell their shit. No. The moves don't look like they're about to sell.
It's repackaging like it's always been.
It's repackaging. It's repackaging itself mainly because of one thing. There is a new CEO at WWE. He's been there since last August, and he's getting stuff changed over. With Braun leaving and all the rest of that leaving, people are still saying, "Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that?" Let's take one thing into consideration. That's a very important thing. WWE has, as before they cut everybody, they had 300 wrestlers signed to their company,
and a good
300
60% of them they weren't even using.
Let me tell you how it works. Let's break it up in this. Now, 300 wrestlers.
That's not counting NXT, right? Okay, sorry.
300 wrestlers, television shows at Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, WWE UK.
UK. Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah,
let's not add main event in it. Let's not even add main event. Okay, those 5 shows, even though it does count as a show, but still, those 5 shows. Out of those 5 shows, 7, including people who weren't wrestling, 78 people were used.
Wow.
Hold on. Of 5 shows, 300 wrestlers, only 78. Okay, let's take that 78. Let's hold that 78. About 60 people are at the Performance Center, and just at the Performance Center. 60 of them. And let's take about a good, let's say about 10 to 15. We're being generous on this. 10 to 15, about 10 to 15 people who are hurt, or WWE's like, wait a second. Wait, we got something for you. Give us a month. So you still have about 100 wrestlers who's just completely jerking off. Yeah, if I'm a CEO, bye.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we talked about this years ago.
Get rid of them. Now it's probably saying like, then why'd you get rid of Braun? That's $2 million I ain't got to spend. Bye.
I mean,
go to Cody, see if he can use it better than we did.
I mean, let's be real. Look, I still want this to happen though. I want Braun to come in there and just Brock Lesnar fucking Kenny Omega and take the belt.
I hope
if that happens, I will fucking laugh and be like, you know
I
what?
say you do it. And you know what? I think it will, and to me, it will be so poignant of it all making sense of that that CM Punk was right. He wasn't just talking about Vince. He was talking about the beast that is pro wrestling. It's a revolving door. Once you think you're on top, no, you're not. No, you're not, because the same thing rolls in AEW. Like, as much as anybody can tell you, top five without opening your eyes, who's the best in your company? Oh, motherfucking Kenny Omega is one of the best people all the time. Can Kenny Omega carry any? Is he a draw on television? Not as big as you thought he would be.
Yeah,
this ain't Japan, dog. This ain't Japan where you was eating, bro. The crowd was eating out of the palm of your hand because you could speak Japanese and you were white. No, this is a little bit different, Kenny. And it kills me that what kills me actually, it was their last Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing.
I didn't, and like now I'm not going to do a review. I wanted to, but I didn't watch the.
I saw some match. I saw some
of it. But do you agree with me that Young Bucks match really good? Here's me. That wasn't the main event.
I'm
sorry, which match was this?
That's probably the only. That is really the only issue with AEW is that sometimes they have matches that are great, and you're wondering, if this is WWE, they would have made that the main event and just switched it with something else.
No, I told this to everybody on Wrestle where I talked about. I'm all for being wonky with the booking every now and then. Yeah, put a main event joke right in the beginning of a show. Sometimes that actually works very well.
Didn't that happen with Roman Reigns? Like, he defended his belt like right at the beginning of the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Like a good one. Actually, a good one was Drew and Bobby. Drew and Bobby was a good match. Here's the problem: the crowd wasn't into it though.
Yeah,
the crowd was just not there with it. As good much as a match it was, and yeah, I agree with somebody. And then the finish was kind of wonky, but still, it was a good match. But the crowd was there. It didn't work. Yeah. But sometimes you can put like a main event quality match as the first match, and it works. Like you know what I love about the Royal Rumble? When the Royal Rumble first starts, ladies and gentlemen, this next match is a 30-man Royal. Yo, they start that joke now. the whole crowd gets.
Because you expecting like, oh, I'm gonna get something to eat real quick because
man. That year they hit this with that when the girls went first out of nowhere. Like the first match was the girls Royal Rumble. Like, yo, whoa, okay.
It's like, okay, you got my interest now. You got my interest. But Lana. Well, also too, I think Alistair also mentioned low key. I don't think he outright said it, but like it seems like it was an economic reason why he left, which opens the door to where WWE will be like, hey, Alistair, so the books are good now. So yeah, come back.
I think for Alistair, he is in a wonderful position. I think most people that leave WWE wants to be in the position that he's in. You not only have the door open to the biggest wrestling company in the world that still will take you. Mm-hmm. You talked and you worked with Vince McMahon and Triple H, meaning that they liked you. They wanted to put time in you. They just couldn't do nothing for you. That's not true. Oh, it's not. Look at Drew McIntyre. Shut the fuck up. But like I say, it's just not your time right now. And that's what I told everybody. And that's why I wasn't really too upset with him. But here's the thing that we're overlooking, Chris. Ain't no black people got motherfucking a release.
It's a win. It's a win.
Boy, nigga, I was going to be tight. Cedric, motherfucker.
You son of a bitch.
Look, as much as I don't care. I don't care. Shelton, bitch. God, they got rid of Shelton, man.
But also, too, low-key in the background of all the shit with SmackDown and Raw, right? You know, people loving SmackDown more than Raw. Mustafa Ali has been carrying the fuck out of main event.
Yeah.
And to his credit, he has been promoting the fuck out of those matches on Twitter, and people are paying attention to it. Like, hey, you guys should be watching main event. I'm like, apparently him and Ricochet had a series of matches. I didn't know about it until I was like, let me go check these matches. And I was like, oh shit, these matches are fucking great. Like, damn.
It's really hard for Mustafa. I think Mustafa has a couple of things going against him. Number one, dude, you're Middle Eastern, man. You Persian, man. Niggas, they're gonna look at you like that. Number two, you're a small guy. Number three, you're a flip-floppy guy. So you got those three things going against you, and you're gonna have niggas, and you're gonna have people like Booker T that's not gonna like you. Yeah, I like this man, but you know what? He doesn't have that grit, like crap like that. like everybody got mad at Booker about Aleister Black. Actually, I was with Booker on that. He was absolutely right. Aleister didn't know who he was yet. But so also, I agree with Booker.
Booker did exactly what you just said about like, what are you? But Booker did it in the most long, drawn out, like you did it a long circle way. I'm like,
a long old school nigga. Like when you really look, when I look at you, when I see
Booker, just say that you don't know what he is, and I will totally understand that.
Man, he talked like a nigga that's from Houston. That was locked.
No, but you're right about Mustafa. But to his credit, he's been enduring like, fuck it, you gonna watch these goddamn matches.
Mustafa, yeah, man. I'm glad he wasn't one of the people got cut too.
They see clearly WWE sees something in them, so they're like, you know what?
Yeah, they do.
No,
Murphy leaving hurts only if you love pure wrestling. But I'm gonna be real, he wasn't doing it. He wasn't doing it late. It wasn't like he was on 205 Live. I think in your 6 years being in WWE, he proved enough. Where real talk, the first place you should go, and I say what I mean it, go right directly to Japan. You don't stop. You go right to their door. You throw a brick. You go right to Bushi Road, and you throw a rock at their door.
Me in the G1 now.
Let's go.
Give me a G1, please,
dude. He is perfect for New Japan. He has everything that Kenny Omega has, and he might be better. I mean it. Buddy Murphy was the biggest kept secret in
that match that he had against Roman?
WWE knew it. They just couldn't put him nowhere.
The match that he had against Roman, that shit was fucking great.
I knew it. Look, I knew he was great when nobody noticed his great match that he had with Cedric Alexander and no at WrestleMania. I think it was 2 years ago. Those two
was that the pre-show?
Yeah,
I remember that. Nobody, dude, that was weird.
13 minutes of awesomeness, man.
That was weird
that's
because
the crap
it was only like maybe 10 people that I saw talking about that match, but everybody else was so focused on everything else. I'm like, but guys, we just had a dope ass fucking.
I mean, it was incredible.
Like, what's going on there?
And that's the thing, and a lot of people and a lot of the wrestlers when they push that back in their face.
Time out for a second. This is right. I was surprised no one was cut from Retribution. That is shocking.
Yeah, nobody. I know. Look, the one big thing. That's why I got scared because they're gonna cut Mia. They're gonna cut Mia. She ain't doing shit. They're gonna cut Mia. That's what I was thinking. They're gonna cut Mia because the second I saw Ruby gone, that broke my heart because I love Ruby. And when they broke her, I'm like, dog, they're gonna cut Mia too.
Ruby's going to TNA.
She needs to. I think her. She's gonna go back to. She's gonna go to Impact. Her and Kimberly going to be a tag team again. Good for her. Here's the thing. Ruby did something very great for herself. I noticed the outpouring of love that came out on the internet for her, not from the fans, but from the wrestlers. That tells me that she's going to be perfectly fine. She's going to be fine. She pretty much got every door open up to her. So it sucks. It sucks that she had to go. It had to be her. Yeah. That's the only thing that got me. It had to be her. But when you relook at everything that's going down right now in WWE, it's a new the new CEO. He's cutting prices. He's cutting certain things and all the rest of it. And when you do that, like put it this way: if WWE sells or is looking for a buyer for the performance,
is the only one I can see.
No. I'm talking in this sense. If they are looking for a buyer for the performance center, that's when you know they're about to sell their stuff. When they sell the performance center, the Capital Wrestling Center, those two places, they sell them out. That's when you know they're about to sell the whole thing. Because when you start selling off your hard products and all that, it screams of you're about to sell the company.
Yeah.
And at this point, they're not selling the company. They're not selling the company. And I agree with the guy that actually wrote this article about it. It's because Vince McMahon, if anybody knows wrestling, Vince is a control freak, and the older he's gotten, the more it's tightened up. Have y'all know? Everybody has noticed that because wrestling, because the last 10 years, and the reason why, and I joke with Tank because a part of me believes this with Tank. Tank sees everybody there, and he sees what everybody else sees. This should be an A+ show. Why is it whack? It's because Vince has still got a stranglehold on that damn show. He still has a stranglehold over it, and Vince values that more than anything else. So you notice, even though they got a new CEO, new president, Vince was man enough to say, "I'm stepping down for that." Who runs the day-to-day operation? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Who still runs day-to-day? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Who runs pay? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Who runs Buster? Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
It's all me.
He still runs that product. It's still his. So yeah, WWE is not going to sell the ish off. And if I'm Vince, no, hell no, kiss my ass. No, I'm not selling off. But that being said, once you start seeing them sell off like rings, they start selling rings, giving them all for a discount.
That's what it's
certain things to scream of. What are y'all doing? Because what are y'all doing when you start cutting your price like that? That means you're cutting your price so it can be sold, so somebody bigger can buy it from you. And you know how that goes. You know the rest of that. And real talk, if it ever happens, it's going to be probably unceremonious. It's going to go right to NBC. So yeah, if you NBC Universal, you're playing the long game right now, because the only other person that you got to worry about stealing your shit is the person that owns one of your properties, and that is Fox, that is owned by Disney. But that's Fox Sports, and that's separate. So
gotta take it for what it is.
You gotta take it for what it is, man. So yep. So officially, that's about that. Like that's it, man, for right now. You know. Oh yeah, real quick though, me and DK, we are doing the series on wrestling. It's going to be it's going to be Working Title Sports Show, but it's going to be Wrestle Corner shit. Yeah. And basically what we're going to do is I want to put the show out, I think probably next week. It's just our pilot show for it. It's I haven't found a title for it. It's going to basically talk about the last decade of wrestling, and it basically starts in June of actually 10 years from now, June 2011. That's when all of it starts into the end of this month right here. And I'm waiting for the end of this month to end so I can figure out, like, so I knew where it began. How does it end? You know what I mean? I'm waiting to see how it ends. Awesome. But anyway, that being said, we're doing a whole thing where we're going to go through certain different topics of what happened within the last 10 years of wrestling. We're going to talk about the whole thing with Roman Reigns and his family. We're going to have a show just about Daniel Bryan, have a show just about the Hardys, and I'm already loving the title of it. The title of the title that we're going to have for that one is "You Can't Kill Them." Because if you look at the last 10 years with Matt's drug problems, the fact that he's went through three different characters. Look at Jeff. Remember when Jeff career was over because he couldn't stand up in the ring with Sting? Do you remember before that, Chris? Do you remember before that when he fell off the cage at Impact and landed directly on his neck? Yo, all of this crap. And then what happens 4 years later? New Day was acting like they was about to come out. Next thing you know, you hear the Hardys music go off. And everybody's dancing just like Jeff. And the whole crowd, I'll never forget it. Delete. I was like, you can't kill the Hardys. And so we're going to do
also, I'm still waiting for that Brawl for All episode that you.
Yeah, that's going to be and that's going to be a separate one. Like I said, all the classic stuff we're going to still do that separate. But when it comes to he got crackhead, he gets pure crackhead energy with him.
Oh, side note, Dark Side of the Ring has gotten interesting because I
haven't seen the last two. I didn't see that one, man.
So the Ultimate Warrior one was interesting because look, I love you, Triple H, but you getting pissed off that Ultimate Warrior didn't eat your pedigree. I was like, come on, dog, it's Ultimate Warrior. What made you think he was gonna come on?
I didn't know. You know what it was?
Come on, man.
You know why? Triple H was a young guy. Hey, it's Ultimate Warrior. All right. You're excited to work with this dude. You're going with the stick. You're being the heel, like, you going with the stick hard. You get a pedigree. You're at least expecting him to kick out at 2.
Nah, this nigga gets
nigga gets directly back up. Now, Chris, the reason why you said that and the reason why I would still he's not still mad about Triple H. That's the last thing. You see what he's banging. No.
It's just the way the whole structure of Dark Side of the Ring was. Obviously, Trips is going to participate in that, but the way it was said was that Trips. From the way it was told, if it was basically along the lines of Trips at that time felt some way about that shit.
Oh yeah, he did.
Even for me, I didn't get it initially, and then when I sat back and thought about it, I was like, you know what? I get it. I get it. I totally understand and get it.
Think about it. That's one of your at that point for Triple H. When I'm just thinking about it now, at that point for Triple H, that was the biggest wrestler he has ever fought. Mm-hmm. That was the highest drawn wrestler he has ever wrestled at that point. So yes, you're excited. You're excited to wrestle this dude, and then he doesn't sell your finisher move. Hey. He just made you look like a bitch, Triple H. How does that feel? Think about it. Let's think about it this way. Imagine
that's Shawn Michaels buzzing in his ear saying that shit too.
Think about it. You say, is he still mad about it? Think about it. I'm gonna say this: if that was Papa Shango, that was the end of that nigga's career. I'm serious. If that happened to anybody else but Triple H, that would have been the end of their career. Triple H, thank God, Triple H was one of those people that, despite what any of us think, he was destined to be where he is now. Yeah. He was going to be if he wasn't going to be working at WWE, he was going to be working in some company doing the same damn thing. He was a wrestler's wrestler. Thank God for that. Thank God Killer Kowalski was a nigga that raised his ass in the ring. Because if it was anybody else, they would be long gone. We would talk about y'all remember Hunter Hearst? No, it wouldn't be Triple H. Y'all remember Hunter Hearst Helmsley?
No, but also too, the thing about about the show is that you understand some of the lesser known wrestlers that maybe wasn't part of their time. There's an episode with Grizzly Smith. I didn't watch it yet. But like when I saw who was going to be talking about it, and I saw that it was Jake the Snake was going to be part of it, I was like, well, of course Jake the Snake wrestled him. I was like, that's going to be an interesting episode if that's the case.
Speaking of Jake the Snake, Jake, much like our boy Fiak Yu, has wrestled in some of the gulliest. In the gulliest I mean, especially down there in the Mid-South wrestling and all that. Not Mid-South. What's Mid-South? We're Bill Watts down there in New Orleans. That wrestler, I forgot the name of it. Not Continental Wrestling, but whatever. But anyway, down there with Bill Watts and all that. Yeah, it's some of the gulliest. They don't wrestle with mats on the ground. Yo, Bill Watts didn't play, man. So yeah, it was going to be like that, man. But that being said, yeah, I seen the one with I had to stop watching it. I couldn't watch the end.
Pillman?
I really thought I was fine, but that broke my heart. It broke my heart. I didn't even finish watching it because the part that got me was the part I thought that wasn't going to get me because I saw it in the preview. And plus, I don't respect Dave Meltzer, but I felt him. He said the second I heard about it, I screamed. Like, I bet you did, bro. That was your friend. You know what I'm saying? It's really like, you mean to tell me he got into a car accident? Like, he was already living on the edge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you knew it was going to happen. It's one of those things. Oh man!
But it sucks too because I mean, jumping ahead, if you guys want to watch it, it was one of those things where one, you had Jim Ross that felt he didn't do enough.
Yeah.
But Jim Ross, to his credit, if it was one of those like pride, that's really what it boils down to. Because Jim Ross was like, "Look, dog, you're injured, but you know what? You're a dynamo on the mic doing commentating. You can really get some fucking longevity doing that. But you're Brian Pillman. You feel you're a superstar and you're bigger than that."
I think also, and they made a good way of doing it. I thought, in real talk, I think Dark Side of Wrestling is getting better every year they do it. Mm-hmm. I think they really did a good way of framing it of that, and in the sense of in part one, they really focused on the fact that his home life was falling apart. You know what I mean? It was really falling apart. He didn't know where he was, and it is wild to see his wife, who was a model at one point, look like she's a crackhead now. Mm-hmm. So, and it is even weird, even though I understand and I totally agree with the fuck you that's coming from Brian's daughter.
Yeah,
I feel for her because it's like I wasn't in the right mind. I had no business telling that woman that business. She killed herself.
Yeah,
to this day, I feel like everything that's happened to me in my life is because I said that to her. My life went to shit because I told that woman you don't deserve to be a mother. What type of on her face, like, what type of bullshit was that? Where was I at? And
my frame of mind was just
and then it get me too because I felt every emotion with that episode, man. Because they said when he went to the funeral, Brian was just done. And I'm like, and then really I agree with it because Chris, no bullshit, man. If God forbid anything happens to my wife in that regard, Three Black Geeks is going to go in a weird direction. It's probably going to be the most profitable. We do the best shit in the world, but I'm going to be on some Brian Pillman shit where like, D, I think you really need to go to sleep, D. I'm fine. I see everything clear. Like, no, that's really what happened, man. And
it was sad.
It is the weird thing. It is that weird thing where kayfabe and real life smashes together. And it is weird, man. It's like a method actor that doesn't come out. That's what happened to a lot of these wrestlers a lot of these wrestlers on Dark Side of Wrestling. That's what happened to a lot of them. It's just sad. And yeah, you missed the one with Dave Schultz. I love the one with Dave Schultz because real talk is it's on all of them on Hulu, by the way. Yeah. So you can see them on Hulu. But that being said, the one with Dave Schultz was awesome because that being said, I still believe Dave Schultz used the word nigger and it is fine to use the word because real talk, when you look at you like this, you may be a redneck bounty hunter, but you the man, Dave. You the man, Dave. I ain't gonna fake.
Look at that one. Tank ain't shit. I volunteer to take D's place if he goes full Brian Pilsen. God damn.
Brian Pilsen, but yeah, like I said, when they got to the point where he was I loved it because I loved the part that Steve said about it. It's like after we got done with doing that promo, we hit beers, man. It was good.
It was great.
One of the best things I ever look because real talk. I remember seeing it that night and
that was crazy.
Nigga, we was like 13 when that happened. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I mean, you know what? That was on
everybody thought it was real.
Because you know what it was?
Amazing.
That whole thing brought the same energy as when you saw Kevin Nash and Scott Hall pop up in Roanoke for WCW Nitro.
It's like, wait
a minute, what the fuck is going on here?
Like, yo, cut the camera off. Yo, I think this is real. It's insane how they got away with that, man. And then just
I mean, you know what? That broke my look.
Gone, man. It's sad, bro.
I mean, look, regardless of what Chris Benoit did, I think the Pillman one hit more harder for me than the Chris Benoit thing. Like Chris Benoit, it was fucked up. It was fucked up, and we know that, you know, concussions played a part in what Chris Benoit did, but that doesn't excuse it and all that stuff and yada, yada, yada. But Pillman just hit hard because it was just one of those, like, the self-destruction and just everything that happened just all hit. And, you know,
I think that's really what did it for him, man. It's just that self-destruction, man. Just the blow up was just insurmountable. You can't recover from that. I need to catch up and watch these. I finally watched the one with
they pop up on YouTube too as well.
I know. I got it. Yeah, Vice does it sometimes, and somebody else does it sometimes. But
really, Vice don't give a shit because they're like, whatever.
But I seen the one with the other one I need to see.
New Jack is
the one with New Jack was a good one. It was a good one. It was really good. And like I said, since he passed away, if anybody has not seen it, I'd suggest you watch it. The one with the other one that I really Chris, did you watch the one about UWF?
Yes, I did.
The one with Herb Abrams. My God, good God in heaven, bro. That is some wild. Like, we ain't getting no cowboy shit like that ever again. Where you got some dude who just got endless amounts of money dumping into something that's painfully bad. It was unique. And I hate Mick Foley so much because Mick was like, I'm not saying that it could have worked, but if Herb Abrams had this and that, it could have been like, hey, Mick, you're a nice dude. Shut the fuck up. It wasn't going to work. It was because if you took that from LA and you took it from LA and Las Vegas and took that wrestling promotion in somewhere where there's not enough coke, like in the middle of Texas, it still would have been.
No, Mick is what I like to call the optimistic. It was like, come on, guys, it could have worked here. And it's like,
Chris, I get on you, but he clearly sees a flaming ship going into the water and going, guys, all we need is some hammers. All we need is some nails and gumption. Like, yo, get out of my face, bro.
Yo, he ain't lying. Herb took a hit of coke before he pitched his ideas, and everyone's like, yeah, you're right, Herb. You're right.
I forgot which one of the Southern managers that he got from the South there. He said, I'll never forget it. And it was like, and he said, I was like, we were trying to get our money. He's like, all right. I look over, there's this big pile of cocaine, and right beside it was his checkbook, and he wrote out a check. I'm like, yo,
that's the type of shit that we always joke about when people are on drugs, and yet Herb did the same shit. What the fuck?
The one running gag that we got in 3 Black Geeks is every time we do not a Ron Silver, a Joel Silver movie. Joel Silver, the producer at Warner Brothers. Joel Silver, who has made bangers. I mean, he has made hits after hits. Our joke is that the reason why is because he's like, all right, that's great. All right, so this Matrix, right? Let's make everything fucking green.
That was Herb with a check.
That's Herb to an extent. And so yeah, it's cocaine energy. It's pure cocaine energy. It's like if you ever been around a black dude that has a job, just has a job.
No, it's like the Mad TV sketch. Dude, it's like the Mad TV sketch with fucking Rick James and Eddie Murphy, Paul the time. When he's like, all right, go out here and just do that. It's like, yep, that was party all the time right there.
Oh my gosh, man. It's stupid, man. But yeah, and as far as the series that we're doing, man, I'm really excited for that. It's gonna be fun because I'm probably gonna bring you on one or two of them, but I was like, we gotta talk about everything because
this is the way of talking about continuing Wrestle Corner in a way that's actually fun.
It is because but this last 10 years, and I really mean it, and I really mean it. This last 10 years is historic for wrestling. It's big time for wrestling. A lot of stuff changed, and a lot of apologies, like the style to everything changed up, man. And I think if you really look at the last 10 years, you go to yourself, holy shit, CM Punk really did tell the truth, and that really did cause this big. It wasn't even a boom. It was just like that was the spark. That was the spark that set everything off, man. And all the rest of that, and even, so it's going to be great to go through. The one interesting thing is going to be forcing. I'm probably going to let Eris on the episode. It's forcing people to look at the old matches of Kana before she came to WWE as Asuka. And that's going to be fun because the 10 years from 2011 to where she is now is an amazing thing too. Her story is a big deal. The same way, I can't wait to do Cody's. Cody's is going to be good because that's going to be really interesting how his whole thing went. So it's like I said, we got stuff set up, man. I did the first episode, like I said, I'm going to release that probably next week or sometime this month. So yeah.
So, anyways, that's it for Wrestle Corner. Wow. Working title award sports show, folks. You know what? I'm gonna keep the same energy like I did last time. We'll skip a week just to let the NBA playoffs just spread itself out because it makes for a better narrative, honestly. And
one thing, I just got caught wind of the NHL right now. So I will say this: Boston just got tied up, and I am glad they got tied up. I want the Islanders to beat them. Also, I am rooting, Chris, and I'm saying this right now. Vegas does. Look, they just won their first game. It's 2-1 right now. But that being said, Vegas in the Stanley Cup. That's what I want.
I can see.
I like Vegas. I like Vegas.
I told you before.
I don't think they're gonna make it, but that's who I'm going for.
I'm telling you right now. I feel Vegas is trying
never. That's what time the Logan Paul fight is. Never.
It should be starting soon because it is like 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, it should be.
But I feel Vegas after they lost to the Capitals in the Stanley Cup, they've been trying to prove themselves that wasn't a fluke.
They have been last year.
Because the second year after that, they did. Because the year after that, they didn't do so hot the following season, and now it's like, oh shit, they really are serious about it. So hey, Carolina, we'll see what happens.
I will say this: the last game, I think it was because they're up 3 games now. Game 3 between Carolina and the Lightning. Yo, Tampa Bay. It's an entertaining game because Tampa Bay came back and won that jump, man. Wow. So that being said, like I said, I'm standing by the Lightning. Not Lightning. I'm standing by the Vegas, but I do think the Lightning will get out of it. Now, actually, no. I'm going for Islanders in Vegas. That sounds kind of far-fetched, at least for Vegas, but I think the Islanders might be doing it. But they got to get through Boston. They got 2-3 more games to get through them. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But anyways, folks, that is it for Working Title Sports Show, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace out.
Peace.